Yo. Hey. What's poppin', roll gang? It's Fuck Yeah Friday here on the Weekday Wake and Bake. Finally, Fuck Yeah Friday. And we are here with another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on in. Today is the day that we power rank our Netflix shows. I am super excited about this episode. So we are going to be Fuck Yeah Friday is basically about talking about some random shit that just pops up in my head, and or any guest that would come on Fuck Yeah Friday's head. But today I wanted to smoke some ganja and get into my favorite classic episodes of or not episodes, I'm sorry, shows on Netflix. So let's get on into it, roll gang. What do you say? Thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I'm Processor Sky, and I am here for this special Fuck Yeah Friday edition of the show where I am going to go into my power ranking of the top 10 Netflix shows that we could all maybe just chop it up about. You guys could hit me up in the comment section about any of the shows that you like too. So thank you to everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys are all the shit. If you guys could just repost the show, indeed. So on Twitter, you could just click that retweet button. On Facebook, it's share, and then share now to public there on the left-hand side of the screen. And if you're on YouTube right now, if you could just smash that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notified when we go live for the Wake and Bake shows here every weekday morning to smoke some pot with you guys at 8 a.m. So let's smoke some pot after all. I have some pre-ground apple fritters to smoke on this morning while we talk about the power ranking of the top 10 Netflix shows per the procession. As always, is brought to you by this handy dandy cannabis multi-tool, the Rolling Spoon. This one here is for the High Bud Tenders podcast, an absolute OG Vegas podcast, and super excited to have a spoon collab with the High Bud Tenders. So let's get rolling here on this episode. I'm just going to get into the content while I roll up this dime like what happens every time here on the Weekday Wake and Bake. But not every time we get to go over the power ranking of the top 10 Netflix shows. The top 10 shows on the most popular streaming platform. And most of them are Netflix originals because they have so much money that they can make basically whatever they want now. So, the number 10 episode, the 10th best show on Netflix, in my opinion, is American Vandal. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen this show. It's a fake dramatized docu-series about this high school that gets vandalized by someone who just drew dicks all over people's car and all over the school. They were just hysterical because this fake docu-series goes into all the different students and their accounts and who they think drew the dicks, and it's just super entertaining. It's fluffy and lighthearted, but also super funny and smart. It's about this kid, Peter, who makes documentaries. So he's making a documentary in his high school about this episode where people just vandalized the whole school by drawing dicks. And that's why it's called American Vandal. So the 10th best show on Netflix, American Vandal. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys should definitely check it out. It's funny as fuck. So the 9th best show on Netflix, in my opinion, is Squid Game. And Squid Game, I think a lot of people have seen. It got really popular here in the last year. It's basically the show about a bunch of adults playing kid games for their life. Like, they're all super desperate because they need money. So they go on this show where they basically can win a lot of money, but they also have to risk their life playing kids games like jacks, bouncy ball, and you have to pick up the jacks in the middle, and they have a specific amount in their hand, and you have to guess odd or even, or you die. And then they play tug of war for their life. It's pretty crazy. Like, honestly, it's very realistic sci-fi. You know, it's a crazy concept, and that's why it's number 9 on my list. So Sky is tapping in on Instagram, says, "What are you wearing, and what is logoed on your sleeve?" Yeah, so this is my tennis attire. I got Buddy the Ball. This is actually from my sponsor, Storage One. I have a whole bunch of Storage One tennis gear that was provided by a little sponsorship for hitting some balls pretty good. So super thankful for Storage One and Buddy the Ball for that. And thankful to Sky is for the question. Appreciate you, Wizard. So the 8th best show on my power ranking of Netflix shows is Cheer, the cheerleading show. This show catches a lot of hate for no reason. It is about some extremely talented male and female cheerleaders that are some of the best in the world. So it follows this college called Navarro Community College, and they're basically just champs. Their coach, Monica Aldama, has won like 9 national titles for cheerleading. This show kind of popped off. Like, I really fell in love with all of the characters. They're super athletic and talented, but what a stress all year long for a set of stunts that you do one time. You know, like you go through all the choreography and all the different stunts and pyramids just to do it one time. It is a super competitive sport, and I love how Netflix documentary just got all up in their grind and really put a light on the girls that are performing these unbelievable tasks. So, Cheer. A lot of hate, but it's an amazing show. So number 7 on my power ranking of Netflix shows is Outer Banks. So Outer Banks follows this group of the Outer Banks trying to find treasure. John B. and his squad of pogues just running around the beach. It just makes you feel the beachy vibes, and they really do a good job writing the show and making it suspenseful and dramatizing it. It is kind of pretty glorious. It glorifies the modern millennial for sure, but it's super entertaining, and I love John B. and I love the Outer Banks, the vibes, and it's kind of a cool treasure hunt that they're on. Super popular show. I'm sure that a lot of you. Number 7 best show on Netflix right now. Number 6, Last Chance U. And now we're getting into the elites. I really think this one is one of the elite shows on Netflix. Last Chance U follows a football team in JUCO. JUCO is junior college. So for all the really talented football players that graduate high Division I scholarship because maybe they grew up in a small town or they were injured, there's a lot of reasons why good players get lost in the wash in the recruiting process for college football. Last Chance U is a docu-series covering a JUCO school. They cover different JUCO schools every year, and you get to see these kids who it's their last chance to hustle and really make a name for themselves in American football. There have actually been some characters on the show that have made it to the NFL. So it's really, really fun to watch the progression of the schools, the players, and the coaches. And the documentary just does such a good job of covering it. So on to the top 5 Netflix shows. On to the absolute elite. But before we get on to the top 5, this episode is indeed brought to you by the Rolling's original cannabis multi-tool, helping you to roll a dime every single time, or bowl a dime, because we like to pack bowls with our spoon too, and then de-bowl it with the other side. Yo, what's up, Nick? What's happening, Thickless Nicholas? Tuning in on Instagram. My guy Nick, appreciate you. I hope you're smoking this morning, my man. So the 5th best show on Netflix is Black Mirror. So this show, every single episode is completely separate cast and different plot from all the episodes previous. But this sci-fi series enters some really deep philosophical debates, and the depth of the show it's the most thought out show on the list. It is of the ilk of The Matrix or Interstellar or Inception. It really is a mind-fucking series, and you're just in for a treat every time you sit down to watch one of the individual episodes. They're like short movies almost, like 40-some minute movies, and they're bangers. They're all sci-fi related in some way with some type of new philosophical idea, and all of the concepts for all the episodes, bangers. Black Mirror, 100% elite. Nick says he's got to get those pre-work rips in. Yeah, you got to have those pre-work rips, get sauced up for work. That's really good. That's a good time of the day this morning, Nick. The wake and bake, the classic wake and bake before work. Appreciate you wake and baking with me, bro. And Canna Planet tuning in. Black Mirror is the realest show out. Actually, it is. It's sci-fi, but some of the shit just feels really real, and it just really dives deep. Yeah, glad Canna Planet got to see it too. The absolute OG Canna Planet, appreciate you. So the 4th best show on Netflix is Friday Night Lights. So I just put on an episode the other day, and it brought me to tears. It's just one of those super emotional shows. You get unbelievable attachment to the characters. It's about this high school football team and all the drama that comes along with it. But the main character, Coach Taylor, is the head coach of the team, played by Chandler something. He's one of the best actors I've ever seen and one of the best roles I've ever seen. And clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose, Roll Gang. So, 4th, Friday Night Lights. On to the absolute elite, top 3. So, Keepers of the Hemp, TM says, strains are being grown by the farm. Yeah, appreciate your comment. Not really sure what that means, but show Keepers of the Hemp. On to the top 3 shows on Netflix. the podium finishers, the elites of the elites, because a lot of these shows are elite, but these ones have made it into the top 3. Number 3, the docuseries Tiger King. So, Tiger King, I really don't even know how to describe it. It's this absolute mind fuck of a series of events surrounding this redneck zoo owner in bumfuck Oklahoma and all the fuckery surrounding him. Every episode cracks your brain like an egg, and it is just funny, it's confusing, it's interesting, and it's all true. It's all surrounding this one guy, the Tiger King. You really, like, if you haven't seen Tiger King, you really have to go check it out, because it's an absolute amazing show, and some of the shit you just can't believe is real. So, third best show, the bronze place finisher, Netflix, Tiger King. And the silver medal goes to the second best show on Netflix, Formula One, Drive to Survive. So talk about, ever since the release of Formula One, Drive to Survive in, I think, 2018 or 19, Formula One has been exponentially growing as a popular sport in America, and Netflix basically did it alone. They have essentially extracted the crack from the drama of the pinnacle of sports racing, the absolute fastest of. There are no American drivers because they're from Monte Carlo and from Australia, these elite drivers, the top 20 drivers on the planet Earth, and Netflix makes a documentary about them, a docu-series, just capturing all of the crazy happenings from a season of Formula One races. If you guys are interested in sports, you will love Formula One Drive to Survive. Like, it's one of the best sports in the country. Some of the most advanced individuals, it follows around the drivers. Their processing speed is rare. 100% struck the lottery with their ability to process. And all of their personalities line up with this, as Will Buxton, the host of the show, says, fighter pilot mentality. Like, they're flying into curves and into bends. Like, this docu-series covers the pinnacle of the racing sport and the pinnacle of the driving aspect. Absolutely elite show, making waves in the country and popularizing sport that really didn't get enough attention here. So the bronze medal, Tiger King. The silver medal, podium finisher, Formula One Drive to Survive. But the gold medal goes to probably my favorite show, an absolute vibe, like the best plot I've ever seen on a show. Season 4 coming out in a week. Stranger Things. Stranger Things. It follows this group of young, maybe high school kids that get themselves in a crazy, fucked up sci-fi situation. And the actors do an unbelievable job. They're just kids, but, honestly, I don't think I'm introducing anybody to the idea of Stranger Things. One of the most popular shows in the world. Guys, Stranger Things is an absolute vibe, and I am so excited for the new season to come out in a week, and it absolutely earns the #1 gold. Perfect acting, likable characters, the kids are amazing. The plot is written to perfection as well as the script, and it's just an all-around dime. The gold place, Stranger Things. And this